Let's go. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody now. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody. Let's go. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody now. Can we mix? Everybody. Yeah, yeah, everybody. Let's go. Yeah.
Thank you, DJ Dangerous, Denise, my lovely neighbor and DJ. That's what neighbors are for. Whenever you need a favor, it's like she needed a cup of sugar and I gave it to her. So I'm like, you got to DJ my show. So that's how I got my DJ. So thank you for coming out again, giving us some good sound. Remind me of when I was home. But see, she's Jamaican. I'm from the Virgin Islands. It's a big difference. People don't know that. Jamaicans are the one that give the other islanders a bad name. They're the ones with the posses and the crews. I'm not Jamaican. I'm from the islands. You're Jamaican, man. Boom, boom, boom. That's Jamaica. Yeah. I'm glad we're getting some good weather now. We're getting some nice warm weather here. Like I said, I'm from the islands, Catalina. And, no, I'm really from the Virgin Islands. But, it stays warm in the islands. And some people don't know this. And the other day I had a lady come up to me and ask me if we have snow in the islands. And I'm like, yeah, but our snow comes in big boats and kilos, So she's gonna move. She's like, yeah, I can see a blizzard is docking right now. You need to come back. So I'm glad for this nice tropical weather. What else is going on in my life? My son just made 10 today. He just not today. He made yesterday. He made 10, and which is a big accomplishment. That I'm still alive and he's 10. It's kids say the funniest things. He just says things to me that I find myself. I don't do it in front of him, but when he's not around, I'll go, well, how did he come up with that stuff? Like the other day, I was watching TV, and he turned it to his channel, and then, we watched a little Scooby-Doo, and then he left out the room, and then later on he came back, and he was going to get something, and he saw that it was still on the channel he was watching, and he points to me and goes, you can change that channel. I'm not watching it anymore. And I'm like, well, thank you. I do not need your permission to turn on my TV. Go get you some cereal and go back in the room. That's what they do. They do things like that, So he's 10, and as you find out, this is when you're becoming an adult, when you have to do the homework thing, And he's like in the 4th grade now, and I remember back when he was in a kindergarten, 1st grade. I'm trying to help him with his homework, and I'm helping him, and he's looking at me going, "Daddy, you're doing it wrong." And I'm, "What you talking about, dude? I was in the 1st grade." And I'm trying to figure it out. It's a new kind of math and all that stuff. And then he's like, "Daddy, stop. Don't help me with my homework anymore. I want to pass. Don't help." These are actual words from like a 6-year-old. "No, Daddy, you're doing it wrong." The ego kicks in, guys, the ego, that's all we got. I'm like, I could do this. And I can't figure it out. And I'm calling his mom, "Do you know how to do this math?" And she's like, "I don't know how to do it either." So, so I'm officially a dad because I can't do homework. I've been doing all these little science projects. I'm reliving being a kid again. He just had a science project that was due, it was mandatory. I had to put it up and all this stuff. And I don't even know why they say it's a kid's project. It's more like the parents' project. Because I'm out there working on this project for like a week, and he's in there playing those games. And then he comes out later on, the 17th, it was doing the 17th, Tuesday, I had to take it in. He goes, "Is my project done yet?" First talent, I just had the pleasure of meeting her. She's very talented, all the way from Los Angeles, folks. She drove in from LA. And that's a big feat here in LA with all the traffic. She drove in from LA. Give it up for the very funny Miss Yvonne Naughty.
Hello, how you guys doing? All you human beings and human beouts, you okay? Yeah. Okay, good. Tonight I'm holding your comedy hostage, and if you don't laugh, I'm going to kill you, each and every one of you. This will be the first live broadcast of a massacre on TV. But I would just like to say, letting you know that I went to the studio, and I'm starting a new pilot pretty soon. Come on, give me a hand, you guys. My own pilot. Thank you. It's a pilot on my gas stove. Come on, I'm just jiving. And then the other day, I went to Universal Studio, and they said, "Here, I want you to sign a contract." And I said, "Are you serious? I know I'm old." I said, "But I've been trying this. It's too good to believe." So then he said, "Yes, you can start first thing Monday as a maid." Okay, I said, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it." And it was, rumors are spread. Sometimes you can't believe everything you hear, but somebody said that Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King are going to buy Warner Brothers Studios. And they're going to change the name from Warner Brothers to Warner Sisters. So And somebody was saying that Oprah said her first production is going to be called, the first film production there at the studios is going to be called Stedman is a Deadman if he walks out or plays around. But as much money as that woman makes, she's like a billionaire, a double billionaire now, I think. The first one on TV. And he'd have to be crazy if he'd leave her. I saw her on TV not too long ago. She had on this sequin, it was a black sequin blouse and a real full round circular black sequin skirt. And she looked like a big ass diamond mine. I mean, Oprah, she looks good. She takes good care of herself, but you gotta give Stedman credit, boy. He's doing something good for her, right? But Mrs. King, they said that Mrs. King, Gayle King, and Oprah sometimes battle over Stedman. So I guess, can you hear him saying one side, no, I want to go to the millionaire. No, I want the billionaire. How spoiled can you get? But Stedman is fine. I got to give it to him. But I went in this restaurant one time, and I said, well, give me a job. They gave me a job as a waitress. So when I went over it was like early morning shift. I went over to serve these people, take their order. So I said, what do you want to order? I had on a pencil-thin black tight skirt. That's what all the waitresses had to wear. So he looked at my behind and he said, I think I'll take a stack of pancakes. I said, okay, I can't help it. That's just the way I'm built. So after they got through with their breakfast, I gave them all their orders. Then he turned around and he said, after you clear the table, he says, I'll give you $20. And I said, $20 for what? I had on a red and black check blouse, looked like a checkerboard. He says, your chest is so flat you can lay on your back and we can use it as a checkerboard. So I said, okay, I'll take the $20. I laid on my back on the table, and they did it. But playing checkers. But I remember when I was a kid, I don't know if you guys remember puberty or not, but when I got my first bra, boy, I thought I was the president of the itty bitty titty committee. I mean, it looked like 2 pimples on my chest. I was stuck all out there. And I got 2 pairs of rolled up socks and stuffed them in, my bra. We did it when we were younger, to look bigger. I thought I looked like Dolly Parton. And so I told this guy, I said, they should open up a restaurant, an ice cream chain called the Super Dairy Queen, Dolly Parton. Because if she breastfed babies all over the world, nobody would go hungry. It's like when she was breastfeeding her baby, they said the baby would come up for air. Please, Mommy, let me share some air. No. But everybody, some people are born with it and some aren't, right? But I don't know, how many minutes do I get? 1 minute? 1 more minute? Okay. I remember way back in the day, the slogan was "Sweet 16 and never been kissed." Anybody from that era? Nobody? I'm the oldest here? Okay. I'll see, he remembers. Okay. Now the slogan is "Sweet 16 and never been missed." Way back in the day when a guy would take a girl out on the first date, come to her house and visit, he'd bring her a bouquet of flowers or a box of chocolates, or both. Now he brings a big old box of Pampers for somebody else's baby and a big old carton of formula. That's the new 16. The sweet 16 and never been missed. But I think the innocence is sort of good. I think that celibacy is going to come on back the way it should be, and people start getting married first. And a man asked me one night, he says, hey, baby, he says, let's talk. So we got to be friends. He says, he asked me for a date. And I said, well, I like to get to know a person a little bit longer. I'm older, and I want to make sure all my bones don't break when they, squeeze me. So I said, I prefer to be celibate. He says, celibate? He says, well, how much are you selling your butt for? I said, no, not that kind of celibate. But anyway, a lot of people are giving up sex for a while temporarily until they're married. And I think it's good.
People selling their butt now. Wow. Who's doing that? Where they doing that at? Yeah. I'm telling you. Celibate. Yeah, I'm kind of celibate now because gas has gone back up. I'm like, casual dating is out. When gas is up, casual dating for me is out. When it goes down, hey, we can go out. Yeah, I was dating this lady. We dated for a couple of years, and she was like, this is what I found out. With ladies, if the relationship doesn't end in marriage, a lot of time, it was a waste of time. And I was thinking about it. It's like, oh, this is a waste of time. I wasted like 2 years. Blah, blah, blah. I was thinking about it. I'm like, with guys, it's just the opposite. If a guy don't get sex in a relationship, it was a waste of time. I don't care what he got in a relationship. He can get like a heart transplant from the lady. If you didn't get sex, man, I wasted like 6 months on it. I didn't get no sex. Man, I gotta quit doing that. Wasting my time. See, guys think a little differently. It's like, hey, sex, we equate like value with sex. Well, most of us do. Your next performer, I asked him, where you from? He said, I'm from all over. That sounds like he got credit problems. I'm just gonna bring him up.
Oh, this is awkward. I did just get here from Olympia, Washington, spent 6 months there. If you don't know where that is, that's fine. You're probably good at other stuff that's not geography. It's actually the capital. Now, some people I thought that was Seattle. You're close. But there's an even smaller group in here that thought it was Portland, and it's fine. You're pretty, I'm sure. I started flossing recently, and apparently I've been eating a lot of blood. I was outside of work the other day, and I saw this guy with a banana. And he came out, and he started, you guys know how to eat a banana, right? You just peel the banana down, right? He peeled the entire thing and just walked off with it, like no peel. I've never been more angry about something as trivial as that. It's just like, follow him. You gotta take care of this. Yeah. I'm a vegan. And when I tell people that I'm vegan, I usually get a lot of complaints like, plants are alive, Bryden. You eat plants, they're alive. Shouldn't have to explain to a high-functioning adult that celery doesn't have a nervous system. It's not what the little strings are in it. My favorite is when people say, I'm a people person. Or I'm sorry, I'm such an animal lover. Such an animal lover. I'll have a double bacon cheeseburger. Saying that you're an animal lover and then eating animal products is like Jeffrey Dahmer saying that he's a people person. See how I messed that joke up at the beginning of it? That was great, huh? So I am getting a divorce, which is great. When I kicked my cheating wife out, she forgot a few things behind, and one of the things that she forgot was a journal. And I found it, and I read it. I know I shouldn't have read it, but I read it. And in there, she detailed, some of her, let's call them exploits, because I can't say the words that I'd like to say on the television. But I found out so much about her, so many things that I didn't know about her. She never told me, like she liked Mad Men, and she'd become obsessed with money. She was horribly depressed. I didn't know this. She's like, I hate what I've become. I want to die. Just so many things that we have in common because I want her to die too. I don't think we play professional athletes enough. No, that's not exactly popular. I just don't think that we pay them enough. Like, for instance, what do you do for a living, sir?
Computer guy.
You're a computer guy. Okay, so imagine this. One day at your work and you computer guy wrong, whatever that is. You computer guy wrong, right? But it's on national TV. And everybody in the whole city is really, really mad at you. Bill Buckner, in 1986, Game 6 of the World Series. Ball rolls through his leg. Loses the whole World Series. This man could cure every form of cancer, and as soon as you Google him, you're still going to be like, that guy. I hate that guy. Lost it for the Red Sox. It's kind of like being on the sex offenders list, really, I think. No matter what, there's no escaping that. I like drinking entirely too much. Just entirely too much. I am an alcoholic. I'm not nervous. I just haven't had enough at this point. You're an alcoholic, though, actually, when you go to the bar and you throw up on the bar toilet seat and then you pee it off. I know, I like that one because it's true. I can't say that either. I have these friends that are gay, and they live in New Orleans there, and that's fine. The thing is, I had to stop being friends with them though because I just didn't agree with their lifestyle. Don't live in New Orleans. All right, that's good enough for me, guys. You have a great evening. Thanks.
life and I got to know.
Huh?
Good idea.
I feel like going party now. Hey, everybody, let's turn up. I can't do that now. I'm trying to lead a nice Christian life. You know, meeting, keeping these. You know, I don't know the kind of women I'm meeting. I don't know what I'm meeting. I'm meeting them regular places, but every time I think they're normal, you know, I don't know, you know, because. You know, they always tell me I'm a good woman. You know, I always give you that speech. I'm a good woman. I'm this. I'm nonviolent and all that stuff. And then, you know, you're talking to them on the phone and you hear all this stuff. And then they go, hold on. And then, boy, if you don't get off that couch, I'm going to knock you in the middle of next week. So like I was saying, I'm very nonviolent. I don't like to. So I'm pretty violent to me. I'm like, she might be on Snap soon, so I might not want to date her. That's one of my favorite shows, Snapped. I suggest if you're married, you watch Snapped. Guys, that's how your wife is going to try to kill you on Snap. I'm not married, but I'm taking notes. I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, antifreeze, all right. Yeah, right, make sure if I eat something, my stomach start hurting, call the sheriff for her. And Brandon was just talking about drunk. You know you're drunk, you know, you throw up and you... I want to add one thing to that. You know you're drunk. You know you're really drunk when you, like, lose your car, you know? And then, because this actually happened to my friend. He actually went out drinking and came home and lost his car for 2 weeks, filed a police report. And then 2 weeks later, he found it parked 2 blocks away. That's when you know you're really drunk. Yeah, oh, that's my car right there. Okay, your next performer, we have a comedian. I saw her before. She was here like a couple months ago. She's very funny, very talented. She lives in Long Beach. So she flew in to be here. Give it up for Miss Leah Wyman.
Boy, I appreciate that nice introduction. Last time I did a show, they brought me up saying, our next comedian's name is Leah Wyman. It rhymes with Hyman, and she's broke. I'm like, what are we, 12? So I said, well, I may have lost my virginity, but I still have the box that came in. So yeah, I guess I am 12. So I'm a radical feminist. Anyone else? Oh, wow, it got quiet. Just me. That's fine. I get it. No, I'll go out the back door. It's absolutely fine. But it was funny. I dated this guy once who was afraid that since I was a feminist, I wasn't going to want to have sex doggy style. It's true. He was worried about that. But you know what? Wasn't true at all. Not true. I loved it. Like our second date, I had him bent right over. It was awesome. So I dated a much, much younger guy once. Have any of you guys ever dated an older woman? Some? Okay, good. Yeah, some of you don't want to admit it because it's not the one you're sitting next to right now, and that's awkward. I get that. I do. But if you haven't, I recommend it because we are a lot less insecure. It's true. If you're dating some young girl and you come up to her and go, oh my God, honey, I forgot your birthday, she's going to fall apart on you. But if you come up to some older gal and you say, oh my God, honey, I forgot your birthday, she'll be like, oh, so did I. Oh, well. Totally different. But you know what? There's kind of a flip side, okay? Because since we're less insecure, we don't put up with as much of your crap either. It's true. If you're dating some young girl and you call her up and say, sweetie, I'm going to be a few hours late because I'm out drinking with my friends. She'll say, oh, that's okay, honey. You're worth waiting for. You try to pull that with some older woman, she'll be like, all right, look, if you're not here by 8 o'clock, I'm starting without you. Okay, I got meetings in the morning, honey. I can't wait. I'll leave some porn on for you. You can handle things yourself when you get here, okay? Well, that's kind of how that's going to work. So it's a crazy world now. If you guys have been watching the news, a lot of wild stuff happening. A lot of other countries now are actually like arming the rebels so they can defend themselves against these terrible tyrants that are running the countries. I just wonder if we can do that. Why can't we arm the women so they can defend themselves against the rapes? Right? You've heard about all the problems they're having in India with that? Right? Just say, yeah, you know what? We're sending our top 2 diplomats on that. Smith and Wesson. Boom, problem solved. No more rape. That would work. You know, it's getting so crazy. They actually sell something now called kidnapping insurance for business people who travel. It's true. They actually sell kidnapping insurance. What a sign of our times. Like, how does that even work? You get kidnapped and you give them your insurance card? You know, and then they call the number and they hear, hello, and thank you for calling Aflac. To hear about our new premiums, press 1. To pay your bill, press 2. If you're a drug lord with a live hostage, press 3. Enter now. And then they get put on hold, and you're sitting there going, oh my God, don't frustrate him. That's not going to help me. And then they get put through to the call center in India. Hello, how can I help you? Would you like a Slurpee? And then what happens if the drug lord wants more money than your insurance company thinks your life is worth? That would be awkward. Like, well, actually, we don't think Mr. Smith is worth quite that amount, so you just go ahead and shoot. We're fine with it. But thank you for calling, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, that would be very scary. I went on a trip recently. The flight back was this 11-hour flight from hell because there were kids running around everywhere. You ever been on that kind of flight? Yeah, I just thought it's interesting because did you know that when you fly with an animal, you have to make a reservation in advance because they only allow 2 animals per airplane per flight. I just think it'd be awesome if they did something like that with kids. Right, let the first 2 on board, put the rest in with luggage. They're small, they don't need a lot of oxygen. And like if they didn't make it, you could get frequent flyer miles. Oh, Joey didn't make it. Want to go to Hawaii? Absolutely work. So I'm Jewish. Anybody else? One? Okay, 1. Good. Awesome. Yeah, they usually only let a couple in at a time. They don't want us like putting our money together and buying the place, taking over. Because we're taking over everything. But I just found out recently there's actually a plant called a wandering Jew. I did not know that. There's a plant called a wandering Jew. Like what happens when you smoke it? Do you feel guilty? Very sad. And I grew up in a neighborhood where I was the only Jew. And I was always hearing from people I was going to hell when I died because I don't believe in Jesus. I just thought, oh my God, all Jews go to hell. Can you imagine how nice it must be there by now? We probably got air conditioning, wall-to-wall carpeting, teach the devil some Ponzi schemes, keep the money coming in. Devil's like, damn, I could learn something from you people. You guys are smart. I didn't even think of that. And I am Satan. All right, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm Leah Wyman.
Man, I tell you, yeah, some of y'all got your phones, looking at them, we have gotten so addicted to our phones. You ever got your phone at home, at work all day, and when you don't have it, you're thinking, you say, oh my God, I'm missing all these calls. And then when you get it back, you look at it, there's not one message on there, Oh my God. Phone etiquette. Learn phone etiquette. I hate people that don't know the proper phone etiquette in public. I was at the bank the other day, and this guy's phone rang, and usually you're kind of like, oh, hey, I'm going to call you right back. But he took the call. He shouldn't have. Because I'm standing there behind me in this long line in the bank, and he's, oh, yeah, man, dude, hey, I think I got to go to the doctor because it burns when I pee. What you think? We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. I'm getting feedback. Reminds me of one of my ex-girlfriends. She was very smart. Don't ever date a very smart. Smart, but not very smart. She was very smart, valedictorian of a class. I'd give her a love note, she'd correct the crap. I'm like, your next performer, like I said, we have all types. My mic went again. Your next performer is, she's a spoken word. She's going to come up here and give y'all some words of knowledge. Give it up to the Smiles Lady.
Oh, music makes me smile. Well, one thing I want to do is, first of all, in this audience, all these comedians is just, I almost had to get my Depends because once you get over 65, you don't have control. Anyway, I wanted to say that anyone in here, because I want you to help me with this, hear the joke about the roof? Come on now, this is the Comedy Central. You haven't heard That's all right, it's over your head. Oh. You're supposed to laugh. That's about big as my comedy is. Okay, if you haven't heard that one. What? Okay, I won't say that one then. Okay. See, I have these different things talking in my head, and you know how you have all of this, and you're supposed to be all in tune to everything. Well, as the Smile Lady, which we all were born to smile, but some of us forget, everything is not funny. And I do spoken word, and support, motivate, invest, love, and educate is the smile. So basically, you were here to leave the world better. Now, do you think you, Mike, was left here to leave the world worse? People say, damn, I wish I hadn't even met him, or should they say, my day is better because I met you. So you got to think about that with the smile. And I'm kind of breaking this up because Maya Angelou makes me smile. Her birthday is April 4th. That was a bad day for her because on her 40th birthday, Martin Luther King was assassinated. But it's a good day also because women rise. And I want to give tribute, because this is Women's History Month, that we still rise. And I want to do Dr. Maya Angelou's poem, Still I Rise. And I want you
to feel it because everybody in here has been through things. And everybody here has risen through 10-year-olds and husbands and wives and everything, so it can apply. So when she said, you can write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies, and you may tread me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room? It's just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides. It's like hopes springing high. Still, I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Oh yeah, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Or does my haughtiness offend you? Oh, don't take it out for hard, because I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. Because you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I'll rise. Because out of the huts of history shame, up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Because I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, because I well and I swell and I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. I rise. I rise. Thank you so much for that. And back to the smile. You know, with that, you say you rise, and even make lemon, you get lemons, you make lemonade, right? You really have to figure out each day what would make you smile. And that's why I came down today. I said, what? They have a night to make you smile? Not on Facebook, but what is it, Facebook? Fake, well, how do you say it? Okay, 65. Let's see, back in the day, we didn't have that, right? What do we do? Get together like this, right? Live. What is this, Thursday Night Live? I like live and a living color. So continue to make people smile, comedians, no matter what, because if you did not have joy in your day, you would not be alive. Think about that. No matter how horrible, if it wasn't people like you to make people smile, you would be dead, because the only way you're not going to get my age, 65, guess what? You die young, right? So smile. While you're here, smile. Now, is there anything else I should do? You going to play some music so I can dance? Yeah. See? And guess, oh, this is what I wanted to say. I am not 65 trying to be the new 40. I'm trying to show you what it looks like to be 65. So that's it.
She don't look 65 to me. She sure don't move like 65. When I get to be 65, I want to be able to move like that. She was saying about being, what would make you smile, what would make you happy. You know what would make me smile and happy? To win the lottery. Yeah, man, winning the lottery. You know, and I used to live in Texas, and this guy won $40 million in the lottery. And they asked him, what's he going to do now that he got $40 million? His answer was, I'm going to put new wheels on my mobile home. I think they ought to have like stipulations. If you win the lottery and they ask you nice questions, they ask you a series of questions. And if you give them answers like, travel around the world, buy a house, all that stuff, you get to keep it. But if you put stuff in the mobile home or, moving the parents, all that, just give us back the money, put it back in the pot. If I win the lottery, I'm going to be doing, I'll be on TV with a long list going, the following people can kiss my butt. If I forget any names, let me know. I'll be glad to add you. All right, your next comic, I introduced him earlier, but this is him this time. He's funny. He's the real Brandon Hasty, right? Give it up for him. Come on down, man.
All right, how's it going, Pasadena? Yeah? All right, looking good for a Thursday. I like that. I've been doing a lot of shows recently, been getting out there trying to spread my name, and a lot of people have come up and they asked about my voice. I get asked about that a lot recently. People want to know where my accent's from. I'm just going to tell you guys so you don't have to worry about it. It's from this little thing called being deaf. And I just have to assume you laughed at that. No, there's always a follow-up to that too. They're like, wait, how do you do comedy if you're deaf? How does this work? And it's really not as uncommon as people think. I mean, you've all heard of Def Jam comedy, right? It's a thing. I do like being deaf. It's pretty great. You should try it sometime. Because it gets me out of like everyday situations. Like, you know when you're at the gas station and like the homeless guy will come up and ask for some change or a smoke or a BJ. I don't know what they're talking about. You all have to make up some excuse, right? Like, I'm sorry, I don't have any change. I don't smoke. I already gave one to the last guy. Whatever you want to go with. But me, all I have to do is, sorry, can't hear you. Which should be the end of the conversation. You would be surprised how many homeless people know sign language. A little bit more about me. I grew up with 3 older sisters, and thank you for the pity. And growing up with 3 sisters was they didn't want a brother. Like, they did not want another man in the house. And I know this because they tried to make me into a woman. And that's the joke. Where it gets sad is they kind of succeeded. But I didn't realize how much of a woman they made me until recently, when my roommate's boyfriend came over, and he left the toilet seat up. And I got pissed. I walked in there, I had the same thought all women have. Put the seat down, you son of a... Nick! Nick, get in here. Nick, what is wrong with this picture? Look, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You know what the best part about that story actually is? I walked in, I put the seat down, remembered why I was in the bathroom, and put the seat back up. No, I do have 3 older sisters, and they screwed me up pretty well. That's not how they say. They say they trained me, made me boyfriend material, said I'd make some girl very happy. I don't know. But they're always saying like, oh, yeah, you'll make some girl happy. And then they didn't teach me jack squat about talking to women. Like, people always think, oh, like you're in a house full of women. You should be really good at talking to women. And no, like, my sisters didn't teach me anything. You know what my sisters taught me? They taught me to shut up and listen. That's what they taught me. Yeah. And I'm not saying that was a bad lesson. I'm not saying it wasn't useful. I'm just saying shut up and listen, not that useful for a deaf person. I mentioned my roommate. I do have 2 roommates, 2 lovely young ladies. And no, I'm not sleeping with them. That's the first question people ask. Like, hey, like, you're sleeping with your roommate, right? No, that'd be weird. We live together. Okay. But you want to sleep with her, right? No, we're hanging out. We're friends. Okay. But you're trying to sleep with her. No. You're going to get her drunk and sleep with her. No, Mom. I'm sleeping with my roommates. People always think like we're together though. Like, I had one guy come up and like, hey, is this your wife? Wife? Really? That's what you're gonna go with? Gonna skip right over friends, benefits, dating, fiance, go straight to married? No, we're not married. We just have this legal agreement that says we live together. She cooks and cleans. I take out the trash and kill spiders. And at the end of the night, we don't sleep together. Ah, damn. I like my roommates. They're pretty cool. I've been trying to date, though, recently. And dating's hard, let's face it. I have a hard time dating, mostly because of my face. You guys are mean. Like, I get it. I'm not the most attractive guy in the world. I know that. Don't get me wrong, though. On like a good day, some nice clothes, haircut, shave, bad lighting, couple of beers, low standards, poor eyesight, I can pull off kind of cute. It really takes all 8 things, though. I'm kind of like a Rubik's Cube. Nobody wants to play with me when the pieces are out of place. All right, guys, I'm going to close on that. I'm Brandon Hasty. Thanks for having me.
Tough time dating, man. You don't have to look good to be a dater. You're a guy. If you're a guy and you're breathing, you got a shot. That's all that matters now. I found out that dating, man, when it comes to dating guys, we guys are always the last one to know we're in a relationship. You notice that? You're like, oh, we're in a relationship? You know you're in a relationship when you hear these three words. Where you been? The minute you hear that, oh, we're in a relationship now, and then they post it on Facebook. That's the ultimate test right there. The minute they post it on Facebook, you're in a relationship. And if they don't do that, you are not in a relationship. The first thing people do in a relationship. I had a friend passed away, and I call another friend of mine to tell her. And this is what she said. You sure? I don't see anything on Facebook. And I'm like, the family just told me. Why would I joke about it? I don't see. Oh, there's some stuff now. I guess it is true. I'm telling her, she don't believe me, but it's on Facebook. Oh my God, it got to be real. I forgot who's next. Oh, the next. Hey man, when you're getting up in age, man, they say your people think it's your mind is the first thing to go out on you. It's not your mind. You know what the first thing to go out on you is? Your night vision. You start losing your night vision at age 15. It doesn't get any better than that. The first thing to go out is your night vision. It's followed closely by your sex life, because then you can't find your partner in the dark. Where you at? Wait. I'm over here. Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay, your next performer, he's a comedian. But when I first saw him, I thought he might be one of them poets, because he got the look, But he's a very funny man from DC. Gave it up for Mr. Titus Ricard.
All right, thank you. So, before I get started, I just want to get a little something off my chest. Is that cool with y'all? Yeah. All right. I just want to say that I noticed earlier I got some strange looks from a few of you, and I could see that I'm getting some currently, and I'm pretty sure it's because I look a little different from everyone else, and I'm pretty sure it's obvious why. So let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, I'm cross-eyed. And do you have any clue how much trouble this causes me? I can't even go to a club and have a good time, because I always got some tough guy approaching me like, hey, what you looking at? I'm no punk, so I let him know. Yo, I don't know. I was trying to look over there, but I kept seeing things from there. You just got caught in the crossfire. I can't even tell you how insecure I am. I actually lost my job over this. I used to be a teacher and I got fired. I couldn't keep my pupils straight. I'm always looking for ways to disguise my lazy eye, and I think I found something that works. See, I learned that if I turn to the side, you can't tell I have a lazy eye, right? Thing is, I gotta stay to the side the whole time. Now, how am I supposed to approach a woman that's across the room from the side and not look like a complete Craigslist creep? Hi, how are you? You ever tried dating with one of these? I'm not even going to tell you how hard it is for me to date. I'm just going to show you. Would you date someone with a lazy eye? I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to her back there. As long as my mom loves it, I'll be all right. My mom thinks it's cute, and I love my mom to death. And think about my mom. My mom's a bit overprotective. And growing up with an overprotective mom is hard, because they won't let you do anything. Anything I want to do, my mother said I'll break my neck and end up paralyzed from doing it. Mom, I want to play football. Okay, you're going to break your neck and end up paralyzed. Mom, I want to take karate. Okay, you're going to break your neck and end up paralyzed. Mom, I want to go to college. Okay, you're going to break your neck and end up paralyzed. And my mom works at a college, and she's a secretary, so she answers phones. And I'm glad she answers phones at a college and not at a suicide prevention hotline, because how would that phone call go? Hello, suicide prevention. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to jump. I mean it this time. Sir, I need you to calm down and listen to me, okay? Suicide is not the answer. It is the selfish way out. Let me talk to you. My best friend to this day tried to commit suicide once. Broke his neck and ended up paralyzed. Now, hello? And growing up with an overprotective mom, not being able to do anything I wanted to do, I developed a bit of an attitude and a smart mouth. So I talk back to my mom. I'm not afraid to admit it. I talk back to my mom a lot. I just made sure she didn't hear me when I did it. See, my mom's in play, and I knew when she heard me, because she would give me this look, this cold, sinister look. And that look made me go selectively deaf and start speaking in that dumb voice. Oh, you know that dumb voice. What you say? Huh? Boy, I said what you say. What? Later on, she was on the phone with her friend. Yeah, I caught that boy talking back to me today. Broke his neck and ended up paralyzed. Love my mom to death, like I said. And one of my biggest fears is marrying a woman with children who don't like me, like I didn't like my stepfather. Anyone grew up with a step-parent you just couldn't stand? Yeah. Oh, there we go. The rest of you might be that step-parent. Yeah, so I couldn't stand my stepfather growing up. And part of the reason was because I was forced to call him dad. And that bothered me because I knew my real father. So as I got older, I got bolder, and I didn't call him dad as much, but I wasn't bold enough to call him by his name to his face. So hey dad turned into hey you. My dad turned into him. And that would cause problems when you're out in public trying to get his attention. Hey you. No, not you, him. Yeah, get him. Hey, man, I was calling you. You didn't hear me calling you? No, what were you calling me? Huh? Hey, that's my time. My name is Titus Ricard. Thank you very much.
And he was talking about suicide there. You know what I think they ought to do? Cut down on suicide. They ought to just hook suicide. They ought to just hook the suicide hotline up to the Jerry Springer show. That's what they ought to do. I mean, that would cut suicide. Bam! Because, you have. It's like, my life sucks, man. Lesbian dwarf murderers. Wow, this is going to be great. Hey, hello? Yeah, I'm coming into work, man. I'm feeling a lot better. I was watching Jerry Springer and then Maury. You are not the father. You are, oh my God. That's like got to be my second favorite show right there. Maury. How can you not like that show if you're a guy? That's like the guy equalizer right there. You remember that saying, mama's baby, daddy's maybe? Not anymore. Let's go to Maury. There was a lady on there, 14 guys who were not the father. 14 guys. I'm like, where do you get the notion that after like the 10th guy, I'm going to take another 2 guys on there. I think I'm going to find him now. And every time they go on there, they're 110% sure that this is the guy. And then they find out they're not and they run off the stage. If nothing else we learn from that, the audience is 110% sure she's a hoe. That's what they know. She's a... The next guy, I worked with him many times. I saw him at my church. I mean, we met in church. It was divine intervention. Very funny, man. Give it up for the very talented Mr. Jeremy Scipio. I always mess up his last name.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good. Hey, I have a problem. I don't know what to do about this. I'll be straight up. Realize that I'm a black man. Good night. No problem. This mic stand's heavy. No, my problem is that I realize I'm a black man, right? And I love black women, but I hate black kids. I don't know what to do about the situation, to be honest with you. I want an Asian kid. Those are the best kids. No, seriously, because I thought about it. In school, they're the most obedient. No cool stuff like karate and kung fu. You don't have to buy me things. They make their own shoes, their own toys, their own clothes. I'm just saying, I've had an Asian kid have a new pair of Jordans every single day. Crispy off the chain. Be like, hey, Dad, what are you making us for? No, what are you making you for Christmas? This is the question. I was raised in a single-parent household, and I heard something on the news that disturbed me recently. They said single-parent households are considered dysfunctional families. First of all, I feel like that's wrong. Like, single-parenting has to be the hardest job to do on this planet. Am I right, everybody? Yeah. Besides single-parenting raised some champions, I think people forgetting people like LeBron James was raised in a single-parent household. Not just him, Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps was raised in a single-parent household. Even our current president, Barack Obama, was raised in a single-parent household. Matter of fact, I can't wait to have kids just so I can leave them, just so they can be somebody. Wait for my son to win an award, the Nobel Peace Prize. Be like, yeah, I did it. Like, no, son, we did it. Like, who are you? I'm your daddy. Where you been my whole life? Look, son, I did that for you. Yeah, for us, so we can be on top. And you're not special tradition. My dad left me, I'm leaving you. If you love your kids, you'll leave them too. That's how good parenting works. That's how good parenting works. Come to think of it, God is the best father I can think of, and I've never seen him either. That's how good parenting works. That's how good parenting works. I was raised by my mom. Anybody had a mama in here? See, I'm confused by my question. I feel like there's mommies and there's mamas. Basically how you can tell the difference. Like, say if you have a mommy, say if you're sick, you don't want to go to school, you be like, hey, mommy, I'm sick. She's like, oh, that's okay, baby. You ain't got to go to school today. You fix your chicken noodle soup, put Vicks Vapor Rub in your chest. I'm just guessing. I didn't have that. I had a mom. I was afraid to tell the woman I was sick. I try the same thing. I'd be like, hey, mom, I'm sick. Probably because you run around without no coat on, Jeremy. When I don't have, I don't think you cute. All the cute people are dead. Like, what does that mean? Did you kill him? You killed my Keisha, didn't you? Girl I had a crush on. I got pulled over recently. A cop pulls me over. He says, license and registration. So I hand it to him. He says, hey, son, you seem nervous. I go, it's because I am nervous. He said, why are you nervous? I'm like, I'm a black man. You're a cop. and this is LA. He goes, oh, don't give me that. I'm like, no, you take that. That's a legit fear. Everybody knows it's black hunting season. Somebody died today. Yeah, he's actually a great cop. He's a great guy. He gave me a ticket. I know what you're thinking, like, yo, that's messed up. He gave you a ticket. For a black man in LA, ticket is the new warning. And cops don't give out ass whoopings no more. I feel like you got two options to get pulled over. Either pay a ticket or end up on a t-shirt. And $60 is a cheap price to pay for Al Sharpton not to speak at my funeral. So I gotta say about that. The truth is, I don't know how to talk to cops. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know how to talk to cops, it's a different dynamic goes on. You know what I'm saying? My friend, he knows to talk to cops. Cops pull us over. There's 3 black guys in the car. That's probable cause already. We get pulled over. The cop goes, a license registration. He goes, why'd you pull us over? He said, you ran a red light. He said, no, I didn't. Let me speak to your manager. Like they messed up his order at McDonald's. And guess what? They got the manager. I didn't know you could do that. You know what I mean? Next time, I'm gonna run away from the police and be like, stop, we'll shoot. It's like, let me speak to your manager. It's like, oh, he got us. How did he know the secret? Sir, he knows the secret code to ask for the manager. It sucks. Who's telling these black people that we have superiors that we have to answer to? Everybody knows we don't have to answer to anybody. Who's telling them this? It's a conspiracy. You know what I hate? I hate the police horses. You know why? Because they never do anything. I've never seen a police horse in action. Just one time I'm gonna commit a crime near a police horse just to see if they go like, yeah! They don't even use handcuffs, they just like use the rope and lasso you. Like Wonder Woman, like, yeah! Oh, he got me. It's like, get on. Like, get on. I'm not getting on, I'm running away. I'm back to the police horse. Stupid. No, you guys are entertaining this. I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't know if you guys heard they have HIV testing tents at Disneyland. At Disneyland. I was like, how you get the worst news in the world and the happiest place on earth? You don't want to ride a roller coaster, you just found out you got AIDS? That's like being at the best steakhouse in the world and only ordering salad. Or got a better one, it's like being at Disneyland and having AIDS. There's no up to that. You know what I'm saying? You want to do no Disney stuff, you're going to take a picture with Mickey. Mickey goes over and like, hey kids, I'm Mickey Mouse. Ha-ha. It's like, hey Mickey, get off me. I'm 9 years old and I got AIDS. Like, oh dear. Oh boy. Oh. All right, guys, my name is Jeremy Scipio. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Give it back up for your host, Jeff Hodges.
Your next comic came all the way from Vegas. I got to bring him up because he got to go back and lose his money. Give it up for the very talented Mr. D.A. Jones. I don't think he's an attorney, though.
Hey, keep it going for Jeff Hodge. And speaking of single parents, let's give it up to all the single mothers. Everywhere. All the single mothers. That's Beyonce's next hit single. All the single mothers. All the single mothers. That's if Jay-Z doesn't get his act together. Okay. And I grew up with a single mom, and I know the plight for single mothers even single women in general. It's very tough. Usually it's on in a funny anecdote in the form of a refrigerator magnet that usually says men are like lottery tickets. You got to scratch a few losers before you get to a winner, you know. And men, their refrigerator magnet says don't date single mothers, you know. But I'll date a single mom. Cute thing I like to do with them is I make them use their left hand because it feels like someone else. I'll wait. But it's tough when you're a single mom. You know, single moms need love too, and they gotta date men. And let's face it, most men are jerks. And but you try to get that right one. And my mom's dated a couple, and some were jerks. One guy in particular, I really like this guy. His name's Don. How do I describe Don? Don is kind of like he looks and dresses like Larry the Cable Guy, only a lot less pregnant. Almost like Larry was on meth, you know? Not the sharpest tool in the shed. Larry used to think Don used to think that he could fix everything with nose grease. You know? He'd grease up his fishing poles. Here, nose grease. You know, too much foam in his beer, nose grease. I get it right out, yeah. You know, I get a scrape on my elbow, nose grease. That'll take care of it. And generally he's a nice guy. But he does have kind of a pet peeve. Don would, typical teenage boy, you come home from school, you're with your friends, go outside, play basketball, take your shirt off, and then mom comes out and says, hey, dinner's ready. We don't wash our hands. We go straight to the dinner table, and Don would give you the evil eye. And his pet peeve was, no titties at the table. So, we walk away, put our shirts on, wash our hands, and we'd eat. And I remember a funny little story. One time I come home from school. I got home early. It was a half day. I was in junior high at the time. And, typical teenage boy. This time, if you raised a teenage boy, the first thing they do before masturbation is they go straight to the kitchen. And that's what I did. I went into the kitchen, and there's Don, unconscious, just lying there with a waffle in his mouth and his hand in the toaster. And so you don't even need to put a chalk line on there. You already kind of solved the case. You know what happened, right? But you call 911 and police come. And what's funny is the cop says, so do you see any foul play, like maybe a break-in? And I said, no, officer, I think we solved the waffle killer case 5 years ago. And the worst part, his titties were out. Have you guys ever been so hungover your butthole hurts? No? Just me? All right, hey, that's my time. I'm D.A. Jones. Thank you.
D.A. Jones. Are you like an attorney? Why you go by D.A. Jones? Really? Oh my God! I was gonna say, man, DA. I watch Law and Order. I see how I'm well versed on that. Okay, we got one more comic. Last guy, been here before. Very talented. You see him all over. He's officially a full-time comic. He quit his job. Actually got fired, but hey, give it up for the very, very talented Mr. Steve Henry.
Telling a black man's business. Talk about my happy White History Month, y'all. Woo! February. Come on, guys. 29 days. That's nothing. We need more days to have some margaritas. 11 months of white people. I like that better. Stupid. Speaking of white people, I went to H&R Block the other day to do my taxes. Hate tax season. I hate it. I went up in there. There's a Filipino lady in there. She's so cute. Like, how can I help you with your taxes today? I don't even know if that's the right accent, but it's not mine. So I'm doing it. So I went up in there. She's looking at me weird. I was like, so can I use Plan B one step as a tax deduction for 2014? She's like, no, you cannot use Plan B one step. Why? I was like, well, I was at work. I had sex with the female comedian in the back of the club. My condom broke, and we thought she was pregnant. That's work, right? She's like, no, you cannot use that as tax deduction. Not even the condom? No. The best contraception that a man can use is math. It's actually not condoms. It's not dental dams, patches. It's math. Because I'm an engineer. I went to Penn State. I have an engineering degree. And before anything, I always do the math in my head. How much does a box of condom cost? $15. I buy like one box a month. That's about $180 a year. How much does it cost for a child a year? $24,000. Okay, I'm gonna get these condoms. Save myself $17,000 plus dollars. Math is great, man. I'm single. I love it. A lot of people look at me like I'm like a black white guy because I have insurance and I've never held a gun. I don't have any kids. I know my parents and all that stuff. So people look at me like a quagmire. You got a degree, but you're unemployed, but you have insurance, but you're weird and you sound white. Okay. And they're like, well, you should be married and have kids. You're an upstanding citizen. I'm like, nah. I like waking up in the morning, going up into the kitchen, and having 2 glasses of freedom with my cereal. I don't want no woman coming into my apartment talking about, I don't like these drapes. I don't like this bus token you're about to use and go back to the hood. Section 8 women love coming to the apartment. Are these towels real? Really? Is your hair real? You hear me talking about your hair? You need to go back to the hood. No, they do that, man. They talk about your sheets. plastic cups. Leave my plastic cups alone. They don't break. I don't have to clean stuff up. I moved into a studio apartment in Hollywood. I love it. I had a girl come over. She was like, "Oh my God, I like your little studio apartment. It smells good in here. What is that?" I was like, "That's Raid and Roach Killer. It comes scented now. Is that lemon? Nope, that's Freedom and cereal." She went into my bathroom and ran out. "Oh my God, did you know there's ants in your tub? There's ants all over your tub. It's scary in there." I was like, "They fight the roaches." That's how I get my insect problem solved. I save money by not buying. Extermination, people. I love my apartment, man. I have ants, and my boy came over, and I was like, "Yeah, man, watch out for the African ants." He was like, "How do you know they're African?" I was like, "Because their eyes are always wide open and they talk like this." I was like, "They always march to the right. Be careful." "Well, how do you know they march to the right?" "Dude, they're Republican ants." That's just for me. I should have said left because, more of a Democrat and all that stuff. Hollywood is crazy, man, because outside my apartment, I always walk out. There's always a tranny out there. You're like, "Well, how do you know she's a tranny?" "Because she sounds like a man." You'd be like, "Oh, damn, you look good, girl." "Thank you." "Okay, time to go. It's nice meeting you." I thought your name was Julie, but now I know it's Jack. Jack Bauer. I got 24 seconds to get the heck out of here. My name is Steve Henry, guys. Thanks for listening. Good night.
Steven! Freedom, that's funny. Well, folks, that's our show.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun? Yeah, we're here every third Thursday of the month. April 16th, mark on your calendar, Thursday Night Live. We're going to be back here. You got talent, we want to see you. Whether you're homeless, live in a mansion, come on down, sign up. 801, sheet goes out, okay? My name is Jeff Hodge. Add me to your Facebook, Twitter. That's Jeff Hodge, comedian Jeff Hodge, the black one, not the other guy, okay? There's a bunch of Jeff Hodges out there. Thank you all, and good night. Take us home, DJ Dangerous. My DJ!
Sunshine, I've been waiting for you. It's been a minute since you rolled through. I know it might seem like I'm running, but you keep coming back. Got what I lack, made me a fan. Light as a feather on my back, seem to understand. I promise when you shine, I will be there. Can't seem to keep my mind clear. Like the calm before the storm, I know something's brewing. Hope you got something more on your mind than screwing. Cause see, I got an agenda, tryna be a contender in this game to change the earth. Remind me of what I'm worth. Cause you know I got some issues, quite often needing tissues. But I won't diss you if you piss through and unwind my knot of Vishnu. Can you get hip to and stick through when the weather does change? Will your summer last all year round? Even in the rain, I bet we cast rays and a rainbow will be found.